Hello, everyone. All right. As always, we're going to go ahead and set the declaration that this message is going to find those who it is intended for. It is going to operate as that aha, that confirmation from Spirit that they have been seeking. I open myself up to be a vessel of transmission for these high vibrational communications, to aid in the collective healing, upgrade, twin flame program, unions. I set the intention that everyone who comes across this reading will know within instance if this is their reading and get that confirmation in their body, and that the viewer will be in a receptive, open space for whatever healing messages are intertwined in this reading to help them in their mission and for their greatest good. Thank you. It's beautiful. Surya hana karambara sonayamba halahiana koreabambas oria hanana alhanaba hosonium tia sahanan Okay, so we are looking at what is happening right now in the collective. Tell me who this message is for, what it's about. Okay. So someone is going through some personal transformation. They're feeling very weighed down. Been carrying some stuff. I feel like whatever they're going through this transformation from, it's been heavy burdens pertaining to their sense of worth. Okay, wow, this is good. So whoever we're dealing with right now, this could be the viewer or the other person. So take what resonates, right? Take what aligns with you in your specific situation. Everyone's is going to be unique and different, right? But we have someone going through this like major transformation. They've been very, very heavily weighed down from this like false identity energy that they've been carrying. I feel like this is like ego, right? This like the human condition, the false persona, right? So when we realize and remember, that we are divine beings, right? We are the spiritual being having that human experience, right? So we have to understand that we're going to exist simultaneously, being as that high vibrational being and then as the three-dimensional being. So often people think that they have to be one or the other, when in actuality we're meant to co-create with ourselves from these different planes. Okay, this is part of that expansive journey. So it's allowing ourselves to be in that higher consciousness plane while bearing witness to this lower dimensional 3D version of ourselves. This is why when we're witnessing things, witnessing our experience, we need to do so from a place of compassion and observation instead of getting like attached to it. So this is that like ego attachment, right? Where we're not able to allow that duality to exist within us, and we're either existing specifically in that 3D energy, or we're trying to exist only in that higher consciousness energy. And that turns into that like toxic, like spiritual bypassing energy. I'm not feeling that one. I'm feeling more of this like, whoever this is has been very stuck in that single identity, that lower vibrational, attached to the human condition, attached to more like the lower vibrational, like patrix. I say patrix because it's patriarchal matrix. Very like plugged into that. So these beliefs about themselves have been very, very heavy on them, and they felt like they have been living a lie. Okay, like they feel like they're the expectation of who they're supposed to be is not fair. It doesn't suit them. So they're in this process of acknowledging this and moving into like a healthier relationship with themselves. So again, this could be you. This could be the other person. Take what resonates. We have to remember that as collective readings, right? I'm tuning into a lot of different situations, but it's all the same soul group, okay? So this is something important to remember. So if this resonates, everyone who says, oh, this resonates, we're all in the same soul group. This is what this reading is for. But the situations are going to transpire differently, right? Wow. Okay, so major transformation happening here. Clarifying cards, Queen of Cups, Knight of Coins, which is Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. So definitely moving, I'm getting so much crown chakra activation, definitely moving into like a higher consciousness, right? Moving into these higher energies. Queen of Cups is that more like nurturing. So this is that the personal transformation that they're going through. They're tapping more into their like divine feminine energy, which this can apply for feminines or masculines, right? Because as humans, we have both within us. We came here to have a duality experience. This is why we separated into masculine and feminine, and needed to have a co-creation experience to procreate, things like that. This was the purpose. This was all for expansion. So whoever this is tuning more into a sense of like self-nurturing, having self-compassion, moving into that space of bearing witness to their experience. This is allowing for that transformation. This is really beautiful, honestly. These burdens, they're actually in the process of trying to resolve them. Okay, so whatever these limited beliefs have been, whatever these low vibrational like energies, programs, they are taking steps. They are very diligently or intentionally working to heal and clear these. So this is good. This is good news. So again, this could be for the viewer or for the other person. Take again what resonates. So with this energy of feeling like an imposter, like feeling like they have this like imposter syndrome, this isn't who I really am, they're wanting to step into that energy. They're wanting to move forward into being softer. So I feel like this person is, with the Knight of Cups here, I feel like they're kind of a romantic. They have this idea. Looks like the connection was struggling. They have this idea of a romanticized connection with someone, and this is like, it's kind of like they've been having to be very hard, is what I feel like. So if this is a feminine, it's someone who's been very much in their masculine energy. So if this is a feminine, we're probably dealing with a feminine who is an overactive archetype, so peacock, dragon, or snake. If this is a masculine, we're probably looking at someone who honestly is the same. Like these individuals have been in a space of like feeling like they have to be very hard, very masculine, but like in the unhealthy masculine energy. And so again, feminines can do this. I used to do this a lot as a dragon archetype personally. And it's still something that I'm personally sifting through. So this is good. So whoever we're dealing with, again, if this is the viewer, you're making a lot of progress on learning to soften, learning to shed those false ideas of what being a strong person is. So again, if this is like a masculine thinking like, oh, this is masculine, when in fact we're realizing it's not. And then as a feminine, it's like, well, you know, I'm just being like, you know, a bad A, B, you know, realizing like, not really the best energy that we can be in. This is interesting too. Lovers at the bottom here. So this is definitely connected to this union, this relationship dynamic. So let's see. Oh, don't need all those. Okay. So we're getting a feeling of what's going on, where this person is. Where's this person's headspace? So they're realizing that they've been operating kind of too harshly, like very defensive, protective energy. So if this is a feminine that we're looking at, they have been very protective. Same with the masculines. It's like that's what that energy is, that toxic masculine, overactive archetype energy is like a very like protective, like full suit of armor, like masculine armor, but it's like preparing for a battle that doesn't exist because of one that was fought previously is what I'm getting. Okay, so what's going on with their headspace? Yeah, I mean, they're really moving into softening. Next, I'll ask kind of what happened, what created this softening, because this, I've got Page of Cups here. So this is, pages are always more like emotionally immature. So this means to me that this is like new, like a new connection with their emotional side. So they're tuning in and tapping in. Yeah, Queen of Cups here too. So they're really, really softening. Okay. Yeah, so moving through this energy, they're still struggling a little bit with like finding that equilibrium, that balance. Page of Wands reversed. So again, the Page of Wands, pages are more immature, right? Wands are going to have that kind of fiery energy, a little bit impulsive energy. So what I feel from this is that they're kind of struggling in this energy. They're not quite sure if it's going to serve them, but they're definitely like kind of dabbling in it, really working to explore this new energy of being more connected to their emotions, having more grace with themselves, being more gentle with themselves. What I'm getting is like a lot of self-nurturing energy. So when men and or women, I mean, really anyone, when they've experienced like a severe trauma, okay, there's so much crown chakra activation today. It gets like imprinted in the body, right? So there's this automatic program that's running in the background that is constantly like hyper vigilantly looking for similar threats and being in this state of like preparation, right? It's like I'm always armored up. And so when we're in this constant state of, you know, let me sleep with one eye open, let me like be very hyper vigilant, this one, I mean, it's just not healthy for the physical body, but it skews the reality, right? It's like we're constantly looking for a potential threat, meaning we're always going to find one, okay? So when someone is in this super hyper vigilant energy, any possible threat, like it's just, that's what we're looking for. This is something that I've talked to my clients about, that I've openly talked about when it comes to manifesting and asking for signs from the universe for confirmation on things. This is not something I recommend, because we can manifest signs, right? It's like, is this person my twin flame? Show me, you know, butterflies. And it's like, we will look at a tree bark and stare at it, be like, I swear I see a butterfly there, right? I mean, it's like, is that water droplet? I swear that's a butterfly, right? It's like, we'll manifest what we want to see that will align with our belief, right? So this is kind of this energy that this person has been in. And I think that they're recognizing this. So this is why they're trying to drop more into their heart. They're trying to self-nurture, but it's a little hard for them right now. They're struggling with this. Okay, let me see. Why are they struggling with this? Why are they struggling? What is the challenge here for this person to drop into their heart and connect more with their inner feminine energy? Why is this hard? A lot of independence, self-sufficiency is what I'm getting. They've been kind of someone who's probably operated a lot like unilaterally. They felt the need to do that, but they're working on it. They are working on themselves. So this, it's like very independent streak. Okay. They've always, it's like they've always had this like plan. So they get, what I'm getting from this is like they get very like fixated on this plan. And they're used to feeling like they have to do everything by themselves. They have to operate in that space, very independent, kind of like that toxic independency energy. So something probably happened either in their childhood where they, I don't know, we have this like unilateral thinking. There's usually been some type of like emotional needs were not met in childhood. So the individual moved into a space of like shutting down those needs and just kind of being like, okay, I'm just going to be what I need to be for myself. I'm just going to make everything happen for myself. So they kind of like disconnect from their social circle, right? Their support circle. They might not even really have had one. So they kind of like drop into this, like, I just have to do it myself. I can relate to this. For those that maybe are feeling this or want to understand this more, this is something I felt as a child, felt very misunderstood. I didn't feel like I really fit in with the family dynamic. Didn't feel very wanted in that family dynamic. So I became super hyper independent. So allowing other people to come in to my experience was very challenging. Okay. So I'm sharing this for those that are trying to understand, if it's the other person, what they are feeling and what they are working on healing. So it's like this energy of, I can't really trust anyone. I can't really co-create with anyone because no one gets me. Okay. This was that feeling. So it's like, I'm just going to have to learn how to do everything on my own and self-satisfy in some way. But unfortunately that creates a lot of like repression and suppression because we're not meant to do that. Again, this is why we came in masculine and feminine. There's a mandatory need for co-creation in order to procreate the species. Okay. So this was intentional to force us into, this space of expansion. Okay. So whoever this was, they probably experienced something like that. Or maybe when they were a little bit older, they experienced some type of emotional or physical abuse in a relationship, probably one of like their first romantic relationships is what I'm feeling. So something where either the person was severely like abused, and this kind of painted their perception that like relationships or being with someone else is not safe. This is not safe to do. So I just need to be like hyper independent. Or they were like used in some way. So they wanted, it's like they really wanted this connection. They really wanted to feel this level of connection with someone, but the other person was either not capable or they took advantage of that. So this made this person like really like retract into themselves to feel safe. So it was like, you know what, like no one's going to be able to appreciate me. No one's going to be able to value me. So I need to like just again go into this like unilateral operation, hyper independence. So it's made it challenging for them in a new relationship to be able to surrender and open up. So there's like this fear of being consumed by the feminine that I'm feeling. So, and again, this could be a feminine who's in this energy or a masculine who is afraid of being consumed with the feminine energy, where it's like they don't want to feel that softness, because once they start to feel it, it's like Pandora's box is going to be open and there's all this other stuff. Let me get some confirmation on what this message is that's coming through. Like all this other stuff, is going to start coming up. So this is, it's been like a fight against this. So if it's a masculine who is dealing with a feminine and they're operating kind of in that like unilateral, dismissing feelings, needs, saying that their partner's too needy, they're in this space of not wanting to open or feel at all like they're being controlled or losing any sense of their like freedom in this situation. Or if it's a feminine, what I feel like from this is they don't want to surrender to their own feminine energy. They don't want to be consumed by it because they feel like it's a threat. Like they're safer staying in this more like masculine energy, because they feel, again, it's like that their masculine armor that they're wearing, it's like protecting them. Okay, so with this like kind of hyper independence, Wheel of Fortune is clarifying this for me. So this is telling me there's something karmic that's here to heal, past life something, again, witch's wound, warrior's wound energy, that's coming in to heal. Warrior's wound pertains to that fear of failure. Okay, this typically becomes the runner in a twin flame dynamic. And then the witch's wound is the abandonment and betrayal. That's the chaser. Okay, please don't leave me, I'm terrified. You know, this is highly activating when they ghost or leave. And this is all designed to force the healing of this. Okay, so whatever has happened here, it was definitely there was an activating event in this lifetime, but it's definitely something that they've inherited and carried over from a past life that's being called up for healing. So they're having to like reconcile with themselves with this. So this is what's forcing, like if there's a separation between the two of you right now, this is why. It's because they're having to like reconcile with themselves. They have to do that first before they're able to be in a true union with another like physical being, entity, human, whatever we want to refer to ourselves as. But yeah, there's a sense of like reconciliation. I need to almost like make amends to myself for whatever happened. So there's some guilt here with the work that they're working on. So for masculines, that's definitely warrior's wound energy, that fear of failure. I failed. I did like, and this gets reactivated right when they run. Okay. So again, you can have a feminine who's a runner. Of course we can. They are working on healing their own warrior's wound. This is not, an impossibility or anything like odd. It just means that that's the inherited wounding that they are working on healing. I mean, we've all had past lives where we've been one or the other, masculine or feminine. So it's whatever we're coming in to heal that will be the most expansive. So if a masculine is working on healing his own witch's wound, that fear of abandonment, feeling abandoned, that just means that that's what's going to be the most expansive for their healing in this lifetime. That's all that is. So there's something like they need to reconcile within themselves that happened. There could even, for a feminine, this could be like what they need to reconcile is that self-abandonment. Okay, so we do this where we allow ourselves to go into situations or relationships that we know are not going to honor like our sacredness. Our intuition's already screaming, saying, no, don't do that. And then we still do it, right? For whatever reason. So that's probably the energy there for these feminines, is like having to reconcile this self-abandonment of putting oneself, I really want to be mindful of this because there's no judgment here. It's like we do this subconsciously to play out beliefs that we have. Okay. So this is subconscious. It's not a thing of like, oh, like victim shaming or anything. Like we're not, that has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about. It has to do with, on a very deeply subconscious level, we have these beliefs, and so we therefore feel this compulsion to play out this dynamic again with someone else, even though there's a part of us instinctually or intuitively that's like, don't do that. The other part that's led more with that subconscious compulsion is like, oh no, we're totally going to do this because it's going to reaffirm this subconscious belief that I'm still working on healing. So it'll replay. These are what karmic cycles and karmic loops are. That's why they keep replaying. So the mind will replay what the heart wants to heal, right? So that's what I'm referring to in these situations. So it's like this newfound awareness from a feminine that's like witnessing this and saying, oh, okay. So that's kind of the energy I feel from that. With this, it's like new understanding and moving into a new energy. Whatever's happening with this situation that this individual is in currently, the work that they're doing is preparing them for like wish fulfillment. Okay, 9 of Cups is that like wish fulfillment, dreams coming true. I have everything that I want. So whether it's intentional or subconscious, this work, this inner work that they're experiencing, this is what's leading them into kind of like their happily ever after experience. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end this one here, and then I'll move over into the private group for the extended version. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can access that through the description. There'll be a link for that. I also have my Manifest Your Mirror Soul guide that's linked there as well. So if you're in this journey, if you're kind of wondering, am I really twin flame or mirror soul, or all of that, like what's the best course, how do I, you know, go into union more quickly, what do I need to do, that covers all of that for you. If you want to learn more about the wounded archetypes, you can do so there as well. The free quiz is linked there, so you can learn what your archetype is and get a better understanding of how it's showing up in your experience. And then if you need to book a full reading, that's also linked there. All right, so I'm going to move into the private group to do the rest of this for the extended. What I want to look more into for the extended one is going to be kind of what's the outcome. I do want to know like what happened. So what happened here to kind of push this person into this energy of kind of recognizing. I want to get a better feel of that. I want to look at again the outcome, and I want to see if I can get a little bit more confirmation for the viewers if this is like a situation that they're going to want to kind of pursue. So is it like twin flame? Is it soulmate? Or is this karmic? Like what's going on with that? So I'm going to look deeper into that as well. Okay. So for those that would like to join me, I'm going to hop over there right now. And for everyone else, I will see you soon. Bye.